Hello, welcome to my bookshelf. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angelina, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about books that are appropriate for college students. I didn't really know what to call these books, like college-aged books, books you should read in college. Basically, the books that I'm telling you guys about today are books that college students can relate to. Because in college, you're stuck in that weird time between you're not a high schooler, you're not 16, you're not 17, but you're also not like a full adult who has children and is married. You know, you're in that weird in-between stage. And I feel like there's not enough new adult books out there. I've really been struggling with this since graduating high school. I feel like I've moved on from the young adult stage, but I'm not quite an adult yet. Anyways, long story short, that's what we're talking about today. I have 10 books to show you guys, so let's just get right into it. We're going to start with some contemporary books. I have my list right here. Let's go. Book number 1 is Down and Across by Arvin Admati. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but this guy right here, check him out. Down and Across is a book about a young man who's about to enter into college, and his college applications are looming right above him. His mind is occupied with what is he going to do with his life? Is he good enough to get into school? You know, he's just freaking out because everyone else has their lives seemingly planned out and he's just kind of lost at what to do. So our main character's name is Scott, and he reads this book that a famous, I think it's like a psychologist, writes about having grit, finding your path and whatever. So he sneaks off to Washington, D.C. to meet with this psychologist and ask her, like, what is wrong with me? Why don't I know what I'm doing with my life? And while he's up there, he meets some people who are in college and kind of sees how those people are living their lives. Do college kids really know what's going on? So anyways, this is a great book for rising college freshmen because you're definitely in that boat of like, what is going on with my life? But it's also great for any other college student because we can all relate to being this kid, being the kid who doesn't know what's going on. Half of us, most of us still don't know what's going on. So pick up Down and Across. This is a really fun book and it's a super easy read. I highly recommend. Book number 2 is a book that everyone on BookTube already knows, and that is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. It's about a girl who is in college and she's studying abroad in London. I think she's in London. She's in the UK. So she does her whole study abroad program. She likes this guy, it doesn't work out, whatever. And then she gets a redo and she kind of gets to go back in time to redo her study abroad program. It's just great because it's a college student just kind of going about her life, trying to make the right decisions, trying to find love, something that all college kids can relate to. So pick this up if you haven't yet. Our next book is another book that's super popular across BookTube, super popular in general, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. If you have not read Fangirl yet, go read this book. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite books of all time. Our main character is Kath, and she is going into her freshman year of college. Kath and her sister Rin are twins, and their entire lives they have been together, been doing things together, and they get to college and they go down, you know, their separate ways. So it's Kath trying to deal with being separated from her sister, being separated from her family, trying to find a new place in college. Kath writes fan fiction for a book series called the Simon Snow books. They're basically like this world's Harry Potter. And it's just kind of her life as a fangirl trying to figure out how to fit in college and how to do college life. This is super great for anyone who likes to read, who's kind of more introverted. This book is like highly relatable and I recommend picking this up. Up next we have A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. This book is super interesting because it has like many perspectives. I think it has like 14 perspectives and none of them are the main character. So this is just a college meet cute. You watch two characters fall in love from the perspectives of friends and teachers. There's even a squirrel, a bus driver, a bench, all kinds of crazy things. It's just really cute, really simple. It's super easy to read. I read it in like, I think a day, maybe a day and a half. So check this book out. It's just a cute, lighthearted read if you're looking for something super easy to make you feel happy. The next book that I have to share with you guys was one of my favorites from last year, and that is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston? Casey McQuiston, I guess is how you say the author's name. Anyways, Red, White, and Royal Blue. I love this book. It was super entertaining, super easy to read. I flew through it. It was just like watching a movie. I highly, highly recommend. So this book follows America's first son, so like the son of the president, and the Prince of England. they've kind of always hated each other. They've never liked being like diplomatic with each other and whatever. Until one day they kind of realize maybe that hatred is something more, and they start to fall in love. But of course it's a secret, no one can know. So it's kind of just about the secret relationship between America's first son and England's prince, and it is so cute. I'm pretty sure that these characters are in college at the time, and because it's super easy to read and it's so fun and lighthearted, it's a great book to read on campus, because I know while we're in school things get crazy busy, but books like these are just easy to fly through, which makes it better for reading on campus. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, next. My last two contemporary books I have to show you guys are both by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones and the Six. Both of these books are amazing. If you haven't read either of these, or if you haven't read anything by Taylor Jenkins Reid, definitely go pick her up. She's a great author. They're just super compelling, super interesting. I highly recommend. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was my favorite book of 2018, I think. This follows the story of Evelyn Hugo, who was a famous movie star from the 50s through the 80s. And in present day, she's getting old, so she asks someone to write a biography for her. So there's like kind of two timelines going on. You have modern day, where Evelyn is telling her story to a biographer, and then while she's telling the story, you like go back into the past and see how she got to where she was, and you see all of her seven husbands. Daisy Jones and the Six is about a band from the 1960s. This book is super cool because it's told in interview style. So it's just someone conducting an interview in modern time about the band. I definitely recommend these two books. Okay, the next couple of books I want to show you guys are either fantasy or sci-fi or something like that. So let me show you those real quick. All right, up first we have A Darker Shade of Magic and Vicious by V.E. Schwab. If you haven't read anything by V.E. Schwab, I definitely recommend. Her books are great because they really fit into that new adult age. So A Darker Shade of Magic I just read recently and it was really good. This is a fantasy world in which there are multiple Londons. There's our London plus two other Londons, and each has varying shades of magic. And our main character can jump between the different Londons and carry messages between rulers. And it's just kind of about him getting entangled with the different magic from the different cities. This book is a trilogy. I haven't read the other two yet, but I really am looking forward to those. Vicious is also a great fantasy book. So our main character is Victor, and when Victor and his best friend Eli are in college, they decide to look into how superheroes are created. And they realize that to become a superhero, you have to have a near-death experience and live through it. So in college, they decide to become superheroes and try to have near-death experiences to create supernatural abilities. And then you see the aftermath when they are older, and you see how one person becomes a hero and the other becomes a villain because of their experiments in college. If you have been on BookTube before, you have probably heard about this book, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I love Leigh Bardugo. She wrote the Grisha trilogy and Six of Crows. So our main character is Alex, and she's a student at Yale. And Alex kind of gets involved in these secret societies that are on Yale's campus. There's like some magic and some cool things. It's fantasy. I don't really know what to tell you guys about this book. I'll be honest, I didn't love this book. I was kind of disappointed because I love Six of Crows so much, and this book was just kind of a letdown for me. However, people have different opinions all the time. So if you are a college student who loves fantasy, check this book out and see if you like it. I feel like this next book is also pretty widely known. I feel like maybe a couple years ago it got a lot of hype. Honestly, I don't know. But this book is Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Patrick Rothfuss. I should really look at these authors' names before I show you guys the book. I'll get better at that in the future. Anywho, Name of the Wind is a high fantasy novel that is definitely more adult, just from the way it's written. Our main character, you kind of follow him for a period of time. I think he's basically in like university in this high fantasy world. I don't even know what to tell you guys about this book. It's crazy, it's wild, there's literally so much that happens. And there's only been 2 books made out of this trilogy. The third book still is not released, and this one was released in 2007. So it has been 13 years and we still don't have the final book in this trilogy. Not that I'm mad about it or anything, like it's fine, just keep me waiting. But regardless, you should still pick up this book if you're into high fantasy and want something new to try. If you want to expand your horizons, if you want to go further than the bland YA fantasy. Try Name of the Wind. And the last book I have to show you guys is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. It is a sci-fi book. It's hilarious. It's like a great comedy. It was made into a movie a couple years ago with the guy who plays John Watson in the BBC Sherlock. What's his name? It's like, I can't remember. I'll insert a picture of that guy right here. He was in the movie. He played the main character. Now, the movie is not that good. It's really, like, it's okay, but it's not that good. If you want real laugh-out-loud comedy, super entertaining, read the book. So basically, the premise is the modern-day universe. People are just minding their business, and suddenly the Earth, like, zaps out of existence. And this one guy gets pulled up. His name's Arthur. That's the main character. Arthur gets, like, pulled up into the spaceship, and he's like, where did Earth go? And there are all these aliens who are like, we had to move Earth so that we could basically make a space highway for our spaceships. And Arthur is just this boring English guy who's like, what in the world are you talking about? And he discovers aliens and all this cool outer space stuff, and he just travels around with these people in a spaceship trying to figure out like what is going on. If you want to know the meaning of life, read this book. And I decided to include this book in my college book video, whatever we're calling this, because sometimes we just need a laugh and need to take a break from school and get our mind off of super serious things. And this is definitely a book to do that with. You can read it probably in one sitting. Definitely check this out if you just want a good time. Okay guys, those are the 10 books that I wanted to show y'all today. I hope you guys will go check out these books. If you have read any of these or if I made you want to read them, definitely leave a comment down below. And to all my college students, best of luck to you guys going back to school. I know it's going to be crazy, but we can do it. And hopefully we can find a little refuge in our books. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.